May I come in, sir?
Yes, come.
Good morning, sir. Good morning to all
Good
of you.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Can I have a seat?
Please take a seat, Vineet.
Thank you, sir.
For the next few minutes, can we do without the mask?
Yes, sir. If you are comfortable.
Yeah, we can give you better. You don't have to be bothered about us.
Okay,
We are
sir.
absolutely safe.
Let me put it in the pocket.
Okay, Vineet.
Yes, sir.
You are from IIT Delhi
Yes, sir.
and you are working in Mumbai.
Yes, sir.
We see, we've seen your profile. You have had such a wonderful career so far. Why do you want to change from in such a good company, which is also paying you much more than the government will give? Why do you want to change?
Sir, I think that the opportunity that I will get in engineering service
What
will
opportunity?
be
Be specific.
career opportunities in terms of growth, in terms of
ONGC gives
work
you
and personal.
ONGC will give you better career. No?
I don't think, sir. Not necessarily.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I thought in government career opportunities are generally less as compared to private and PSU because here everything is as per the tradition set. There's no reward for merit.
Sir, the same thing is for
PSU
PSU as
also.
well. So that
They're
is
already
different
paying
from.
you much more.
But sir, money is not my main concern point.
What will be? What do you want?
I want a balanced thing, sir. That the work that I'm getting to do and the work life.
What type of
that-
work you would really want to do?
Sir, I want to do a bit of mix of both a field job and a office job. And then where I can use my mechanical skills as well, and as there I can learn or also implement my managerial skills as
Very
well.
good. Very good. Let me take you to the general thing.
Yes.
The most important thing in life is money. I'm saying from the point of view that some 200 years ago, the father of economics, Adam Smith, made a statement that 90% of human problems are economic problems. And in the word of today's word, in this context, I think that 90% has become 95%. People are more materialistic now, isn't it? But I'm not talking about you or me.
Yes, sir.
I'm talking about Indian economy. The question is, quickly do for us within a minute, SWOT analysis of Indian economy today.
SWOT analysis. Can you use?
No need for that.
Okay, sir. So, sir.
You can remember SWOT.
Yes, sir. Strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat.
Then
Yes, sir. For the strength part, India has a very young populations.
be specific. I want bullet point answers. No need to explain. If I need explanation, I'll ask you.
Okay. A very young workforce.
Strength is young population.
Yes. A lot of entrepreneurs coming out of India.
You are talking of startups. So
Yes, startups.
you can talk in
Okay,
your
okay.
language.
Okay.
Treat me as educated.
I'm sorry, sir. But okay. Startups, then government policies, ease of doing business.
Ease of doing business.
Yes, India is improving on those points. Then from
But
the
these are the procedures, the modalities. What is the state of Indian economy today? How well or how badly we are doing today
so sir,
as a country?
as a country, yes, India is doing, I think, very well. There was a roadblock because of COVID. That the
Forget about COVID. COVID has affected every country in the world.
Yes, sir.
Forget about that.
Yes, sir. Other than that, India is doing very good, in my opinion.
How? How do you say that? When I see the international lists, various parameters, and more importantly, the things like per capita or the disparities in income, India is at the bottom of all these lists.
Yes, sir. But if you will see that even in the 10 years back or 20 years back, India was still at more board.
We have gone down actually in many of these things. We have actually gone down in 10 years. So how are we doing very well?
Sir, in the income disparity, COVID is a major factor.
No.
That has.
COVID is a factor everywhere.
Yes, sir. But is that increased the income disparity?
We were not good in income disparities even before COVID.
Yes, sir. There was a very good difference in like.
What about per capita? We were always bad. We continue to be worse.
No, per capita is increasing yearly.
It is increasing
it is
in
increasing
nominal
by GDP.
terms. I'm talking of the real terms. The indexes are drawn on the basis of the real terms. You are an IT student, and I requested you to treat me as educated.
Uh,
This is a political statement that GDP is increasing, that income is increasing. Everybody knows that. But our rank is sliding. HDI, Human Development Index, is the real test. We are going down that also. How do you say it? You are very well.
yes, there might be some smaller countries that are doing better than
Only
India.
some small countries of Africa or Arabia are below us. All other countries are above us. Okay, forget about strength. What are the weaknesses of our economy?
Weakness is that geopolitical tensions. that can
Economy,
cause-
I'm talking of weakness or economy.
But sir, with geopolitical tensions comes there other things.
What are the others? Be specific. This is not the answer on economy from an IITian.
So, sir, like
I am also not an economist. But on the question of economy, you have to be on economy.
okay, sir. Okay, sir. Let me think then.
The tension of
Geopolitical tension, like with that. Okay, I will leave
the
that.
petrol prices may increase because of Russian problem. It will happen everywhere in the world.
Yes, sir. But it will affect the economy.
Yes. It has not yet. There is no increase so far.
Yes, sir.
Continue. What is the weakness?
More weakness. I will have to.
Actually, you have given everything in the strength, so it will be difficult for you to find a weakness.
Yes, sir.
Doesn't matter.
That's what
You
I
are a
was
chess
thinking.
player. What is N%?
M%. Yes, sir. When our
Essential requirements, be specific again. Essential requirements of N%.
M%. So basically, the pawn has to be moved for the first time by 2 moves. The first move, and if the other player, opposition player, have a pawn in the adjacent file, then it can cross
On which rank? Which row?
in the same rank, different file. So basically, can I like draw and shortly? I'm moving it forward a little bit. So if
Can you not say from the other side, this side 4th rank and from that side 5th one? Why do you need a pen and paper for that? I'm not a chess player actually.
okay, sir.
Last question.
Yes, sir.
You go up and up in the government service and become a very senior officer. Hopefully you will. Apply the learnings of your game of chess. What will be relevant from a learning of game of chess in your government job?
Okay, sir. So, sir,
Let's say you are a chief engineer tomorrow or day after. What is that you have learned in chess may be useful there and how? Be specific again.
okay, sir. Circumscription. So basically, I have to look over overall board and the position for everything. So I will have to look at different things, different coordinate with different departments. One thing that. Second thing is looking into the future. Maybe like thinking about 2 moves, 3 moves forward. That I have learned from the chess that I can implement there as well in my managerial skills. And then
In chess, the game of chess, you have an enemy, you have an opponent.
yes, sir.
Who will be the enemy there?
So there can be many in
They
very
can
broad
be-
terms.
yeah,
In very broad terms.
Yes, yes. So who can be?
It can be the
If
sometimes
there are
the
many, then tell me the most important one or two.
sometime the protest to get a change. So basically that people doesn't want a change.
In chess,
That
the most
process is-
important piece is queen. We all know that. Who is most important in bureaucracy?
Sir, I am exactly confused in this
Wait,
question.
wait,
I'm really sorry.
Let's come to engineering.
Okay, you are at the moment at ONGC.
Yes, sir.
Can you please describe your job profile?
Yes, sir. In ONGC, currently I am working in a control room in the production plant in Mumbai offshore. So all the that oil, gas, and water that is produced, we separate it and then send it to the further plant that is in Mumbai for marketing purpose. And there are other support services for that, like electricity generation or other safety instruments that we have to look through with control room.
So actually you have described everything except what you are doing.
Yeah, sir. So basically, sir, we look through the main properly working of the production plant. that it is working properly, all the parameters are working properly or not, and if we have to do particular maintenance, that not maintenance is our work, but getting things ready for the maintenance team is our work, and things like that.
What is a transducer?
Transducer, sir, transducer is a object that transfers one type of signal to the electrical signal.
One type of signal to the such
So
as,
basically,
can you give some example?
let's say a pressure force. To,
Pressure sensor, pressure transducer.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you have seen a pressure transducer?
No, sir.
You have not seen, then why are you talking about? What exactly are you doing? Whole 8 hours, what exactly are you doing?
So, sir, basically, there is a plant.
There is everything.
Yes, sir.
What are you doing?
I will go into a little bit of specifics, if you may allow. Okay, so there comes liquid, oil, water, and gas that has HP separator that we separate from with the help of gravimetric methods. And after that, we
With the help of gravimetric method.
yeah. So basically,
What is that?
so water is heavier than the oil. So there is a vessel that has a settling time of 3 minutes, and we put the liquid there. So from the above top, we will take out the gas, and from the below, we will take out the water, and then there is a baffle, and oil overflows from there, and we will take out the oil. So this is the working of a separator.
So you keep on taking out the oil.
Yes, sir. We keep on taking out the oil and sending it to the pumping it to the further plant.
Okay, very good. Do you know what is a impact testing machine?
Impact testing machine. So there are two types of impact testing machine. There are two tests: IJOD test and Charpy test.
Yes.
Yes.
So what is it?
So, sir, basically there is a specimen that we have a node specimen.
Why impact testing machine is required? What is the purpose?
To see how much energy can a specimen absorb before going to the failure.
How much energy can the specimen absorb? What characteristic or why is it important to know?
Toughness. It gives a rough idea of the toughness.
It gives a rough idea of the toughness. Very good. And how does that machine work?
So, sir, there is a hammer. We pull it up to a certain height,
Yeah.
and then there is a specimen.
Yes.
That hammer throws the specimen and cuts it, breaks it, and then go up to a certain height that is below the previous height.
Yeah.
The difference in the energy, potential energy.
Okay, very good. What is SWOT analysis?
SWOT analysis is analysis done by majorly organizations and also governments to assess its strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats.
Okay, can you give some example? Where is it used? Where is this technique used?
So it is used in almost every organizations. For example, if let's say there is a Honda,
There is a
Honda organization.
Honda organization.
Yeah, it will also use even in the departments. Every department, even every organization, every company uses this analysis.
No, it is done in every organization, but why is it done? What is the benefit? I am working in a company, I do the SWOT analysis, why should I do it?
To sir, analyze that what is your strength and how you can capitalize it, and what is your weakness, how you can overcome it. There are what are opportunities, what opportunities can you capture, or if there is an opportunity cost.
Can you make a sketch of a con rod, connecting rod?
Connecting rod.
Yes.
Of IC engine.
Huh? In the IC engine, there is something called con rod.
Connecting rod, yes, sir.
So make a sketch.
It is an I-beam type beam, and
That's all.
do I have to make the piston
No.
and crank?
So
also?
it is just one piece.
Yes, sir.
Connecting rod is made in one piece.
If it is made by forging, then it can be made in one piece.
How will you connect the crankshaft to this?
Crankshaft with the help of bearings.
How will the crankshaft go inside? How will the crankshaft go inside the connecting rod if it is single piece? Is it possible?
If there should be some slotting. Either the inside or the crankshaft should have some slotting.
It has to be two pieces.
Okay, what are your favorite subjects?
Sir, thermodynamics.
Anything? Any other subject? Only one?
No, sir. Thermodynamics, heat transfer.
Okay, thermal science.
Maybe thermal science.
Okay. Can you define what is MPFI and CRDI?
What's that?
MPFI and CRDI.
MPFI, multi-port fuel injection.
Difference?
And
CRDI.
CRDI, distributor injection. I'm not getting the full form of CRDI. Okay. And in MPFI, we have multi-port fuel injection. So it is a new technique that is being used in SI engine as well, where we, instead of using the carburetor, we inject through ports by using electronics methods.
ओके आजकल के आपने कार्स और बाइक्स और ये होंडा एक्टिवा ये देखे होंगे स्पेशली जब पुराने टाइम से आप मेजर करोगे डिफरेंस तो उसकी जो लाइट्स है कंटिन्यूसली वो ऑन रहती है दिन के टाइम में भी
Yes, sir.
तो व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ दैट
So it is under the guidelines of BS6 that has to be remain on.
व्हाई
I don't know.
मतलब दिन के टाइम में तो कोई जरूरत है नहीं उसकी हम क्यों ऑन करके रखते हैं क्योंकि कंजम्पशन तो होगा ही फ्यूल का और फिर
sir.
दूसरी तरफ हम पॉल्यूशन बोलते हैं
Yes, sir, I don't know. I can take a guess, but I don't know.
Okay. Why we are providing the clearance in the case of IC engine? If we are not providing the clearance volume, then what is the main issue?
So clearance is important because when the piston is rotating, it will impact the cylinder head.
Okay.
And then there is the space that is required when the cylinder, when it sucks, and after that it compresses the charge. There is a specific volume required.
Okay.
For that, there is also clearance required.
Very good. Can you tell us how to measure the performance of the reciprocating compressors?
Reciprocating compressors. So, sir, there can be various methods.
Like
One is efficiency that is measured usually isothermal efficiency.
isothermal efficiency.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Second thing is
For which
volumetric efficiency.
For which process it is the minimum?
For isothermal it is.
For isothermal. Why?
For isothermal it is minimum because the energy absorbed in isothermal process is very less work done.
Okay. So for the area projection point of view.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. Can you define the volumetric efficiency?
Volumetric efficiency is the volume that is actually sucked by the reciprocating compressor to the total displacement.
For the higher pressure ratio, okay, when we are using any compressor for the high pressure ratio, why there is a need of multi cylinders? Why we are not increasing that high pressure with the single cylinders?
So efficiency will be very less
Which one?
with one cylinder.
With one cylinder. Which efficiency?
Which is isothermal efficiency, if you will say.
Isothermal.
And,
volumetric
and
efficiency impact?
Volumetric efficiency impact, yes, there will be volumetric, that will also be less.
Why?
So because from the formula, it has a negative effect from the pressure ratio.
Okay. So
Yes.
why there is a need to maintain the higher value of the volumetric efficiency? Why?
So if the charge will be less, that is injected, we have to do more cycles to get the same amount of energy. Let's say if it is being used in a cycle.
Charge of air or fuel?
Air charge.
So why air is required?
Air is required. So let's say we are compressing using the. There can be multiple purpose. Like for reciprocating compressor, it is used in RAC as well, and in you can use it in
Anywhere.
So if after that there is a combustion chamber, so amount of fuel that can be ejected will depend on the air inducted. So if air inducted is higher, then
Okay. What is weird debris analysis?
weird debris analysis. So in the machines, if we want to do an analysis for the health checkup of this, we can see that how is if there is any wear.
Actually, what you are analyzing in that method?
Health of, I don't know about it very comfortably.
Leave it.
Yes.
Can you tell me what are the 4 major strengths of the ONGC?
For major strength, yes. One of the thing is that it is producing 70% of the oil that is being produced in India. That is the major strength. Second, it has a capability build up, and that thing that no one in India has. Another thing is that Let me think.
But even then, you want to change your job from ONGC to engineering services. And in fact, when I am seeing your form, so your first choice is central electrical and mechanical. Means that is not a purely mechanical department. But in the ONGC, that's a purely mechanical department.
Yes, sir. So, sir, basically, there cannot be a perfect mechanical department anywhere. They can use just the mechanical knowledge.
So my last question is, ki why you have filled central electrical and mechanical engineering services? What is the role of mechanical engineering in this department?
So, sir, I have filled it with the looking at the various aspects like.
You are preparing for IAS, I think you are preparing.
No, sir, I'm not preparing for IAS.
Okay.
I have looked at various aspects like the growth aspects and what kind of
mechanical role.
And
Mechanical role in this particular department.
yes, sir. Mechanical role is basically in every department in CPWD when it works for the government and constructs various buildings, ministries and other things. In there is HVAC department and big machines that are used. So in that mechanical engineers are used.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Okay. So Vineet, can you tell me the principle of interferometry? You don't know. Okay. Do you know about the white light? How many colors are there in the white light when diffraction is done?
Okay, 7 colors.
Which are they?
Vibgyor, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red.
Okay. And which color has the highest wavelength?
Red.
Red. What's that? What's the wavelength? It's
So-
measured in?
It's measured in micrometer, 0.4 micrometer to 0.7 micrometer is the white light wavelength.
Yeah.
And it's red is on the upper spectrum, but I don't know about exactly wavelength.
You
of
said
the
it,
red
it has the highest, right?
light. Yeah. I'm a little confused that it is the highest or lowest.
You have already given the answer. Red has the highest.
That is the highest.
700 nanometers.
Yes.
Okay. So now tell me the role of capacitor in EDM.
Capacitor in?
EDM, electrical discharge machining.
Okay. Electro discharge machining, what is a capacitor? It is a charge storing machine that we can release the charge whenever it is required. In electron discharge machining, when there is a small space between the two particles workpiece and the tool, a flashing takes place due to very harsh charge, and that is given by the capacitor.
Can you tell me about the forming method which uses the principle of IC engine?
Forming method which uses the high energy forming. There are several methods, and when one of them uses the IC engine.
What's that? Which one?
I don't know exact names.
Okay, that's
Exact name.
petroforge forming.
Metroforce.
Petroforge forming. Okay, so now tell me about underwater explosion. You have heard about underwater
Yes, sir.
explosion. It's one of the high energy rate forming.
Yes,
right?
sir.
So, which are the explosives used in underwater explosion?
I think DNT explosives is used and dynamite.
Okay. Tell me, how many degrees of freedom does the human arm has?
Human complete arm. I
From
think
shoulder to wrist.
from shoulder to wrist.
What number of degrees of freedom do we have?
Actually, sir, I don't know like exactly to give you an answer.
What is
But
degree of freedom?
degree of freedom is the number of the axes that we can have a free movement in.
And when we talk about a robotic arm,
Yes, sir.
so the robotic arm's degree of freedom depends on
The number of constraints it have and the number of joints.
number of joints, right?
Yes, sir.
So now talking about the human arm, what can be the maximum number of degree of freedom that a human arm can?
So basically, we have 3 joints, 1, 2, and 3. So there can be maximum 18, but there are some constraints that we have to subtract with each.
18 degrees of freedom.
No, sir, I'm 18 minus things. Not the maximum is the 18.
Okay.
So basically, let's say we have a 3 joints.
So you mean to say 3 degrees of freedom?
No, sir, in one joint there can be 1 or 2 or 3 degrees of freedom with every joint. As stated, I will have to calculate.
Okay. Tell me about the electromagnetic lens that we use in electron beam machining.
Yes, sir.
How does it work, electromagnetic lens?
Sir, I know its purpose that it concentrates the electrons,
Converges
converges the.
electron beam.
Yes, sir. But how does it work?
You don't know. Okay, tell me about the origin of robot.
Origin of robot.
Yeah.
Robot term or robots?
Origin of the term robot. How
Oh,
does it, how
sir,
did it come?
yes, sir. It was come from a Czech drama in which author given a term robo, which was meaning just labor, automatic labor,
Forced labor.
forced labor.
Okay, what is the difference between grain growth and recovery?
Grain growth and recovery. So, sir, in grain growth, whatever happens is that grain is growing. Basically, there are three portion of this: recrystallization, grain growth, and recovery. In recrystallization,
What takes place first? What takes place first?
recrystallization.
Recovery takes place first.
Recovery. Okay, sir.
Okay, my last question to you is,
I got one question.
what is the difference between stability and responsiveness?
Stability.
And responsiveness
Okay, sir.
in terms of forecasting.
In terms of
Forecasting.
So responsiveness is basically if your demand is varying very rapidly. So how it is matching with the forecasting? How is it matching with the demand? How responsive is it to that? That is the responsiveness. And if there is stable projections and not that much difference due to the variation of the demand, then that is stable.
Okay, we'll get back to you after 5 minutes, right?
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you, Mr. Vineet.
Thank you, sir.
Vineet, we'll quickly give you feedback about the interview, but before that, we'd like to hear from you. How did you perform here today?
Sir, I performed very subpar from my
Very
standard. Very subpar. Not
Why? Subpar.
Yes, sir.
You're,
I
you're
could have
putting high
performed
standards
it.
before you. Good.
I could have performed like I didn't answer very basics technical questions.
Technical questions.
Yeah, so I need to revise
You
it
have
a
appeared
little
earlier
bit
in
more.
UPSC interview?
Yes, sir.
How many marks
yes.
you got that year? How many marks they gave you interview?
Sir, I have selected like last year I got 130 marks, and last year I got 114 marks.
140.
Yes, sir.
140.
14.
14.
114 and 130.
Yes, sir.
We have given you close to the last year 115. But yeah,
I need to bring it above
actually we would
125.
also- normally they give in percentage and multiply by 2.
Yes,
so
sir.
it comes to basically the same thing.
Yes, sir.
So that's our judgment. Now our feedback is you have potential to get more than 130 also.
Yes, sir.
What is coming in between? What brought you down to 114? And what, let me tell you, give you a word of caution, my dear friend.
Yes, sir.
UPSC, sometimes people say UPSC is very unpredictable. It's not so unpredictable. It has its own style. This is a very formal interview. The word of caution to me is that you may get into that zone of being overconfident. Don't do that because you are a very confident person. And sometimes there's a very thin line between confidence and overconfidence. If it crosses that, the damage will be substantial. Don't do that. That's one word of caution. Second thing, a few habits that you must check. Your hand movement is a little too much. Not only hand movement, but body movement also.
Okay, sir.
In fact, you can be unnerved by an interviewer if he happens to make a comment. Sometimes they do it. That Mr. Vineet, you are more suitable for the theatre. Suppose somebody makes that comment.
Yes.
But even then, it's not good to laugh so much also in interview. It's a formal occasion. Too much of body energy is not good.
Okay, sir.
You have to be a little sober also. You cannot afford to be casual in UPSC. Most of them here, two young people are there. Mostly retired people will be there.
Sir.
Average age is high. People want to be sober in a UPSC interview because they want to select. The government wants to select you for next 35 years. It's a serious matter,
Yes.
isn't it? It's not a company. So you cannot afford to say, I noticed while replying to him, instead of yes sir, you say yeah. This is not done. Similarly, no social media language to be used. Okay, be careful in your body language and body language. You have to be very careful because it's a personality test. Because your knowledge has primarily been tested in the written. And the only other thing I'll tell you is that be specific. Listen to the question. Every question has a core. What I want to ask, you must understand, you must grasp that and then be specific. 3 times I had to tell you that Vineet, you are an IIT and be specific. Why? Which means I'm going to deduct some marks for you.
Yes.
Because you are putting it back on me that I have to remind you of the question, particularly in the strengths of the economy.
Okay, sir.
And let me also tell you one thing. You are a candidate. You are not yet a government officer. Even if you are a government officer, I have been in government for almost 4 decades. It is not expected, it's not the duty of a government officer to always praise the government, to always say that whatever is there today is the best in the world. No. In fact, government wants its senior officers to be having an independent and different point of view so that they can plan better. Otherwise, planning will never occur. If everybody is a yes man in government, there can be no progress. Remember this. And I am giving you statistics that is why from the international agency indexes.
Yes, sir.
You can't deny that and you can't argue against that. You have to moderate your answers. You didn't tell me a single weakness of Indian economy. Now go back and study about Indian economy on some website which has nothing to do with government of India. Then you will get to know. And when you cannot tell the weakness, how will you tell me the threats? Threats are related to the weaknesses, obviously.
Yes, sir.
So half the answer is gone.
Yes, sir.
How do I give you good marks? Tell me that.
Yes, sir.
So the marks that we have given you is for the technical thing, not for the non-technical thing. Similarly, even in chess, I purposely said, give me essential requirements of n%. Simply the 3 basic things. The captured pawn should be in initial position. The capturing pawn should be in the 5th one. And it should be, when it is captured, it is as if it had moved 1. It would have been captured. It's the essential ingredients of that. You are not at liberty in an interview to speak in everything that you know and anything that you know. Okay. Otherwise, you will not get good marks. Don't make these mistakes. Fortunately for you in technical, these things sometimes do not come. But you never know UPSC. Sometimes they may decide to ask you more on non-technical things. They can. You cannot say, मुझे इतना % पूछना ही है technical. Okay?
ठीक है.
Perfect.
You have to prepare about your ONGC also.
Yes, so ONGC I have to be very specific, like for the job.
Specific.
Yes.
Otherwise,
for specific,
बहुत wider है.
I was giving very vague answer in that also. That
because in the panel, if someone has worked with the ONGC, so in that case you will be tracked.
Okay, sir.
So be specific and brush up your techniques.
I have to brush up.
Yeah, Vineet, while giving answers, don't be into any kind of hurry.
Okay, sir.
Okay, first point. You're hurrying up. You're trying to give answer right at that particular moment when the question ends.
Okay.
Take your time and just modulate your speech. Okay.
I would suggest that to add to what sir is saying, इंटरव्यू में जाने से पहले बाहर हॉल में वेट करवाते हैं, थोड़ा मेडिटेशन करके जाना. Slow down the pace because you have a high energy style. Slow down your pace little. Okay.
And when let's say the panelist is trying to cheer you up, don't giggle and laugh in response.
Okay, sir.
A very gentle smile can do. Okay, and when you were giving me the answer, your sitting posture was totally diagonal, a little bit diagonal. So you have to sit like this and you have to respond,
Make a contact with other
people as well.
Okay, sir.
And the hairstyle, why it is so topsy-turvy there? Just keep it gentle when you go there. No hairstyle, no spikes there.
No, sir. Actually, it was spike. I was coming here and I just came and so I didn't get the time.
But take care.
But yeah, I will take care of this thing.
Press your shirt when you go there.
Okay.
Yes,
Proper, no wrinkled shirts. Rest everything is fine.
You can wear blazers also.
You have such a nice personality. You are blessed with so much of talent that we don't want it to go waste. You should get 130 plus. You
will get definitely.
You should get it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. That's why I am giving this to get the points that I can work.
No hand movements.
Okay,
all the best.
Yes, I will have to work on it.
Yeah. Okay.
All the best.
All the best.
I will take
Yeah, take it.
Thank you, sir.